In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on March 26, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets. As we provide these videos on a daily basis, I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 2 betting picks a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. San Antonio Spurs versus New Orleans Pelicans. The San Antonio Spurs meet with the New Orleans Pelicans in a divisional battle on Saturday evening. The Spurs earned a dominating road win against the Trail Blazers in their latest bout. The Pelicans posted a home win against the Bulls in their previous action. The Spurs lead the season series 2-1. The Spurs are going to be shorthanded in this one, as Romeo Langford and Lonnie Walker are both still out, while Devin Vassell is listed as day-to-day. The Pelicans are still missing Zion Williamson, while Brandon Ingram is currently listed as questionable with a hamstring strain. The Pelicans have won 3 of their last 4 games and 2 of their last 3 home games. They played very well offensively in their last 3 games, scoring more than 114 points per game while making 47% of their shots and 38% of their three-pointers. They've been very aggressive on the offensive glass during that stretch, grabbing more than 15 offensive boards per game, which will lead to more second-chance opportunities. They also cut back on their turnovers and won't give the Spurs a lot of easy scoring opportunities. The Spurs have struggled on the road, especially on the defensive end, and will have a hard time slowing down the Pelicans. The Pelicans also played great defense in their last 3 games. They were dominant in the paint and forced a lot of turnovers while holding opponents under 105 points per game. Even though the Spurs play well offensively on the road, they will have a hard time scoring against the Pelicans. The San Antonio Spurs are a hard team to trust because you simply never know which side is going to show up. It's tempting to go with the Spurs and the points, as Murray has been in fine form, but the Pelicans need a win to put pressure on the 8th-place Clippers. The New Orleans Pelicans have also shown far more signs of life, and that includes winning their last 5 games by an average of 7 points. The Pelicans also win in the favorite role by an average of 7 points. We're not being asked to lay anything crazy here, so the New Orleans Pelicans to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Spurs are averaging 113 points per game and 112 points per game on the road. They averaged 109 points per game in their last 3 games against the Pelicans. With New Orleans giving up 110 points per game, the Spurs will hit their average in this game. The Pelicans are averaging 108 points per game and 111 points per game at home. They averaged 112 points per game in their last 3 games against the Spurs. The Spurs play at a fast pace. They average 102 possessions per game, ranking them 3rd in the NBA, and the result is often several points scored and allowed. They have netted at least 122 points in 3 out of their last 5 games, including 139 against Minnesota. In addition, the Pelicans are in a groove offensively, hosting at least 115 points in 6 out of their last 7 games. The over is also 4-0 in the Pelicans' last 4 home games. With San Antonio giving up 120 points per game on the road, the Pelicans will score enough points to push the score over the total. This one will be a shootout. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Sacramento Kings versus Orlando Magic. 2 teams far removed from playoff consideration will do battle as the Sacramento Kings continue their Eastern Conference swing as they take on the Orlando Magic in Orlando. The Kings come in after a last-second win over Indiana on Wednesday night. Meanwhile, the Magic return home after being thumped by Oklahoma City Thunder on Wednesday night, 118-102. The 2 teams met earlier this season in Sacramento, with the Kings pulling out a 142-130 win in a high-scoring affair. Looking at the betting trends, the Kings are 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 games against a team with a losing record, 13-6 against the spread in their last 19 games against a team below .400. and 4-1 against the spread in their last 6 games overall. The Magic are 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games against a team with a losing record, 14-30 against the spread in their last 45 home games, and 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games overall. Head-to-head, the over is 5-0 in the last 5 meetings overall. The Kings are 7-3 against the spread in the last 10 meetings in Orlando, and the Kings are 7-3 against the spread in the last 10 meetings overall. The Kings will again be without Domantas Sabonis, Richaun Holmes, and De'Aaron Fox, while the Magic have ruled out Jalen Suggs for this one. The Kings were really struggling before their thrilling win over the Pacers on Wednesday, so they full of confidence and well rested for this one, while the Magic were on a nice run before getting routed by the Thunder in their last outing. The Kings were lucky to get past the slumping Pacers in their last outing, and I don't think they'll be so lucky this time. The Sacramento Kings look like a team that's given up on the season as the losses are getting out of control, and they're losing their last 5 games by an average of 6 points. The Kings lose on the road by an average of 7 points. The Orlando Magic have actually played some of their best ball as of late, and while the numbers are still rough, they've been decent by their standards. So the Orlando Magic to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both of these teams like to push the pace as they rank inside of the top 10 in pace. The Kings are 6th overall at 102.2 possessions per game, while the Magic are 8th at 101.6. My analysis here is that it doesn't matter how fast you push the ball up the court, you still have to make shots. The Magic are the 3rd to last team in shooting percentage at just 43.3%. They're also 28th in three-point percentage at 32.9%. So if they are unable to make shots both inside and outside of the arc, this total is likely going under. Look for a shortage of points tonight in Orlando. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Indiana Pacers versus Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors play host to the Indiana Pacers on Saturday night from Scotiabank Arena. With the Pacers already all but disqualified from the NBA playoffs, the Raptors come in sitting in 7th place in the Eastern Conference standings, considering they've already met 3 times this season, with Toronto winning 2 of 3. They'll be looking to grab another win and keep some momentum going into next month. The Pacers come in having lost 2 in a row, while the Raptors have won 7 of 9 and seem like they could be turning a corner in this one. Given the rivalry between these two teams over the years, this is definitely not one that fans will want to miss. The Pacers have a long list of players on the injury report, with Chris Stewart and Isaiah Jackson both still out, while Jalen Smith, Dwayne Washington Jr., and Goga Bitadze are all listed as questionable. The Raptors are just about at full strength for this one except for Gary Trent Jr., who is currently listed as questionable. The Pacers are too banged up and have to travel to Toronto to play a Raptors team that desperately wants to avoid the play-in game. Indiana's injuries have shown to be critical and against a great defensive team against the Raptors. It will show. Toronto is also 41 to 31 to 1 against the spread this season, while Indiana is just 33 to 39 to 2. The Raptors have also found more success as of late shooting the ball, and without Turner in the lineup, they don't have to be worried about the Pacers using him down low, which has been kryptonite for Toronto. Toronto is currently 7th in the Eastern Conference standings, but is tied with 6th place Cleveland. The Raptors must move up 1 place in order not to take part in the play-in segment of the postseason. Toronto has covered the number in 7 of its last 9, while in contrast, Indiana has failed to cover the nut in 4 of its last 5. The Pacers roster is depleted following several moves by the front office and injuries. The Indiana Pacers aren't winning, covering numbers, or playing defense lately, and they're losing their last 5 games by an average of 6 points. The Toronto Raptors have had recent success covering numbers, and they usually win games they're supposed to win. The Pacers have been in terrible shape. They're missing a bunch of players, and they just got blown out by the Grizzlies. So I'll stick with the Raptors, who looked great in their win over the Cavaliers on Thursday. The Pacers are only 14 to 29 against the spread in the last 43 meetings in Toronto, and I think that trend continues here. The Raptors' offense and defense is much better than Indiana's, so the Toronto Raptors to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. For the Pacers, their injury woes have served to deplete their depth, and without much help or areas to turn to, it's difficult to see them finding much success on the offensive end, especially against Toronto's defense. For the Raptors, I believe that they'll be content to play this one in the half court. Both Toronto and Indiana like to play at a slow pace, and along with the Raptors' defense, the under is the way to play this game. The Raptors play at a pace of 97.9, which ranks 27th in the NBA, while the Pacers play at a pace of 99.7, which ranks 20th. Meanwhile, in Toronto's last 5 games, they are averaging just 213.6 ppg, and that includes a game against the Lakers that was 128 to 123 and went into overtime. Indiana, meanwhile, is averaging 231.6 ppg, but that is due to opponents scoring into the 130s. Toronto's offense is not potent to get that many points, so the likelier outcome is the Raptors getting out to an early lead and slowing the pace right down and not forcing anything. There's no doubt that this will be a low-scoring game. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.